All right, everybody, this is a warning to all politicians. I'm running for president 2024, part, we'll say 120. So they've called Biden, even though all the states haven't finished everything and there's going to be lawsuits. So the press and the mob are trying to declare who's president. And a lot of the politicians are rolling over. A lot of the world leaders are rolling over. They're already announcing he's going to put us back in the Paris thing, and miraculously he's going to stomp out COVID. And oh look, just in time for the vaccine that Pfizer has out. So they're going to take credit for wiping out COVID, and even though all the programs were started under Trump. What else he said they're going to do? Oh, the Dreamers and some other crap. Keep going with criminal justice reform. So you can look for pedophile or some other kind of criminal to be your new neighbor fairly soon, probably. They don't care about shit like that because they ain't gonna live. They ain't gonna live by Biden. They ain't gonna live by Obama. The increased taxes ain't gonna hurt Obama. People like them, Biden, the Hollywood people, the news media people, and if CBS is could be more repulsive, I don't know. They must be in competition with NBC to be the most lying-ass liberal propaganda machine going. ABC ain't far behind. Even surprisingly, Michael Strahan seems like they flipped him hard to the left. But it's just amazing, you know, after Trump got elected, on how they all came out and were, you know, repulsed by him being elected and all that, and all the shit they've done since he got in office. And now you see them, oh, they're overjoyed Biden's got in and it's time for healing and all this, and they can't understand, you know, the Trump pursuing lawsuits even though there's no evidence, and even though there is evidence, because it keeps it ain't hard to find. You know, look on YouTube. And I'm not talking about just people making videos like I'm doing here. I'm talking about officials saying, you know, there were things wrong with the machines making counts. There were dead people voting and all kinds of stuff. And whether or not it's enough to overturn anything, that's a different story. But it has to be investigated. And I think that's all Trump's saying. And if you want to tell me you don't find it the fact that you go to bed and Trump is up by 500,000 votes in Pennsylvania, and you get up the next day and all of a sudden Biden's ahead, that there ain't something fishy going on. Reports of them postmarking all these ballots, even though they came in after, they're, you know, backdating the postmarks on them. Reports of, you know, all of a sudden 130 some odd thousand ballots showing up for Joe Biden in Pennsylvania. And as they start counting them, not a single one of them's for Trump. So there's going to be some shit. But if you notice something, you know, the Trump supporters, you know, are demonstrating, but they're not burning shit. They're not looting stuff. So there's a difference in the types of people that you can plainly see with your own eyes. The types of people that are wanting to run this country and have everything their way. A bunch of tweakers and douchebags, never done anything in their lives and just pissed off because they can't have everything handed to them. And, you know, the pandering politicians, they're telling them they're going to hand it to them, and how they go when they don't get their way, they go and they loot and burn and commit violent acts against people. that committed violent acts against people all before Trump's election. Assaulting people for wearing Trump hats, this and that. And then they have, people who bail them out, or judges who won't hold them. And also, I don't think Trump's going to get a fair shake in the legal system, because there's so many liberal judges, and they've been politicized too. So when you see something on the news, a judge says there's no evidence or whatever, you can just be a liberal asshole who ain't going to look at the evidence. Or she, I should say, he or she. So if this all stands and Biden does all the shit he's going to do, put us back in that phony baloney Paris Accord global warming crap, they're going to spend millions, billions of your tax dollars propping up phony green industries. They're all going to get rich on it. Saw something where AOC supposedly said they should make a list of all the Trump supporters. Well, come get it, AOC. Come and get it. Start some shit like that. I dare you. I dare you start some shit like that. And people on the right will start making lists. So it's just amazing to see how the news media, if you watch the television news and take it seriously, you're an idiot. An absolute idiot. It's apparent to see with this election, it's apparent to see how they talk about quote unquote global warming and that we have to be in that accord. That's another thing, a lot of people stood to make a lot of money off of that. Trump pulled us out of that. And so he pissed off people around the world. But he did the right thing to handicap us and allow other nations to go scot-free without having to abide by anything, and bolster their economies and make the American people suffer and pay for it. It just shows you how much the left doesn't care about the people in this country. And the whole global warming thing. Look out here, this Phoenix area. See, it's cloudy, and had some snows up north. Cold weather, colder than usual. Just massive temperature drops and this and that. And if you live down here and you watch in the summer, whenever the temperature, we got, we're at 110 earlier than in so many years, and this and that. Every day that there's a high temperature or something. The weather person and one of the other people on the set there have to start a discussion about global warming, this and that. But you don't see that in the winter months when they don't get alarmed when we're cooler than usual starting off. We're this or that, and if you ever do see them, they'll try and attribute that to global warming also. Then they'll use the word climate change. And the way they play with numbers. This is our we've had 10 days above 116 this year or whatever, and we've never had that many in the past 100 years or whatever. And it's like, really? Well, how many days have we had in the 60s degrees or 50 degree thing? Do they keep track of that and get alarmed about that? That we've never had in the past 100 years or something? Or it's just the information they give you and the way they can bend it. And when you see it on every single station, hey, people start believing. They start believing. They're not paying attention that it's a load of hooey. That they're giving you anecdotal bullshit and trying to say it proves there's some kind of massive climate change or global warming going on. You know, they'll show where, you know, on a larger scale, they'll show like glaciers melting. Well, glaciers have been melting for thousands of years. I mean, you know, we wouldn't even be here in the United States. There was an ice sheet a mile thick all the way down to, you know, Mexico. So they'll show that, but then you know, another scientist or another station who doesn't believe the crap will show you where also when it's wintertime or whatever, how much more ice there is than normal, or so it goes back and forth. But just watching how they talk about things, watching CBS this morning, Gail King and those two idiots there, especially her, I wanted to kick my TV in the way they talk and the way they present news stories, and then they'll switch off to some other flunky. You gotta remember, these people get paid to read what's in front of them. They have writers and stuff, and they have meetings, and they say how they want to project, you know, make things appear and how to do it and all that, and they're not going to tell you the truth. They ain't going to invest, you know, calling them investigative journalists, calling them a journalist at all is horseshit. So it's just really amazing how many people will sit there and watch that shit and just buy into it. You know, they just go on and on with all their bullshit, and then you know, there's no one to offer the other side or show evidence to the other. What else you know, could be going on, or to counter all the crap that they're doing. And that's you know, that's propaganda. That's all it is. Clearly the three major networks and the cable news stuff have been taken over by propagandists. They're being run by the leftist state, or maybe an outside force. You know, Fox ain't far behind them. You know, not that Fox didn't toe the line when the neocons were in power and give us a bunch of lies and bullshit then too. You know, not that any of the quote-unquote commentators like Hannity or Rush Limbaugh haven't ever fed us bullshit, but far more of it coming from the left right now. You can see they're the party. If you had to choose between the two, you're going to choose the party of abortion right up to the time of birth, legalized drugs, letting people out of prison who should be locked up, you know, defunding the police and putting all the blame on them instead of saying, hey, it's people's behavior. People need to be raised better and be held accountable for their actions. Just all this stuff, you can look at the left. They're going to tax the hell out of everybody. You know, give more of your hard-earned dollars to every group they can, so that they can essentially buy their positions, stay in office. That's all it is. Like I said, I've said before, there's nothing on your birth certificate or my birth certificate or anything in the Constitution that says the government has the right, Congress has the right to take your money and give it to somebody else. That's not what their duties are in the Constitution. And if you look at when the country was founded, and the first things that, you know, money were raised for was, you know, common defense, stuff like that. The different, you know, things that had to be funded for a government to function. Not to take your money and to give it away. You know, it's just absolutely ridiculous if you think about it. And even if you're on the left, you need to think about it. Because, You might be going, oh, this is great. I can get this free or this free. It's not free. And once you start paying taxes and see how much of it they're really taking from you, then it's if you ever paid, because a lot of people on the left, they just don't give a damn. They ain't ever going to achieve nothing. They ain't ever going to work at nothing. You know, and you got all these, I don't know what you call them now, what generation they call them, but, you know, all the tech and everything like that, you know, who are gentrifying these neighborhoods in Oakland, San Francisco and that, and causing a lot of the homelessness and people out in the streets. But then they're the ones who you know, try and blame it on the right, and that this is a racist country and all this stuff and everything. You know, you got all these morons that can't even change a tire by themselves, but they're so highbrow because, you know, now they got a degree in something. And most of it's bullshit degrees anyway. But they're going to dictate to those of us who aren't as educated as them. They always make a point of that. Oh, Trump supporters were uneducated, don't have a college degree, this and that. You can take your college degree and stick it up your ass. Because most of the economy of the United States is small business. People who don't have degrees. People who are the carpenters, the plumbers, the electricians, and so on and so on. The truck drivers, you know, you name it. The masons, you know, what have you. And you want to stand there, you know, and you're supposed to be for all the people who are left behind, ain't you? That's what you're always saying. You know, the disadvantaged. But then if it's somebody who's on the side of the right, you know, oh, look at them uneducated people, this and that. And what that one guy say, the stinky Walmart shoppers or something like that. One of the Biden people or Hillary people, when they called us deplorables, you know, the stinky Walmart shoppers, this and that. Huh. Well, Republicans, conservatives, Trump supporters might shop at Walmart, but we don't go out in the street and assault people and burn down the Walmart and steal everything in it. But that might be changing. Like I said, you look at the Trump demonstrations, everybody's, you know, just demonstrating. They're not tearing crap up. They're not assaulting people, etc., etc. But you people on the left, keep it up. You keep it up like you're doing, and then it's going to be, oh my God, look how violent they are. You turned a blind eye all summer long, all year long, to the shit going on in the streets that you inspired, that you instigated, that you condoned. I saw Van Jones crying, oh, please give me a fucking break on CNN. They showed a clip of him crying. Oh my God. Are you fucking kidding me? Take it easy, Karen Jones. Karen Van Jones. Oh my God. If there ain't another asshole that needs a punch in the face. Holy shit. Him, Don Lemon, the Cuomo clowns, Gail King and her two idiots, and then that douche on NBC, and just all of them. So phony, you can't believe it. They would not allow any of the people that, you know, they supposedly support and are trying to help live in their neighborhoods. Are you kidding me? The first time they heard a car going through, going boom, 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 and shit like that, they'd be on the phone calling the cops, and you better do something about this in their neighborhoods. They're not gonna have that shit near their house, or the gunshots. It's all right in your neighborhood. It's all right for it to go on in Chicago and then blame white gun owners who hunt and read their Bibles. You're fucking up, America. You are fucking up royal. Just absolutely fucking up. Wish you all the best out there. Have a Have a good one. Try and have a good Thanksgiving. Who knows when they're going to close down? Maybe you won't be able to buy a friggin' turkey. Better go get it now. Hey, they're already stocking up on toilet paper and all shit because Biden said he's going to close everything down. Well, there you go. He told you he's going to close everything down. Then all of a sudden you realize we voted him in. We better go get toilet paper. Some of the stores are already issuing restrictions. You can only buy a certain number of certain items, but you know how that goes. One family member goes in at one time, buys and then the next one, then the next one. So they don't give a shit. They're not going to pay attention. You think somebody going to the store in the hood who took part in looting the fucking store is going to go in there and give a shit about if you tell them you can only buy one of something? They ain't going to pay any attention to that shit. They don't, they get a free pass. Get a free pass. It's like I noticed walking in the Walmart in here. Supposed to have masks on. See people walking around without their mask, but if they look a certain way, like they're a tweaker, a couple of them girls I saw in there walking even looked like they were sick and walking around with no masks on. Nobody said nothing to them. Guarantee if I walk through the door without my mask, somebody's going to say, you got to have a mask on. Guaranteed. So, double standard, propaganda, bullshit, phony baloney, going to save the planet with windmills and solar panels and by joining the Paris Accord. So much bullshit. It's not green energy. It is not green energy, green or free energy. You're a bunch of morons. Why don't you look into shit for yourself sometimes instead of watching them bozos on TV? Why don't you learn about them windmills, where they're put together, and how much equipment it takes to move them and set them up, and how much oil's in them, how many birds they kill, how long they're going to last. They're only warranted for like 2 years, them turbines. So all that torsion on them all the time. The manufacturer knows, just like the manufacturers of these cars know when shit's going to wear out, because they've tested it repeatedly. That's why your warranty is where it is. They know when it's going to break. They know how long they'll warranty it for. They'll know what they'll include in the price of your car to cover some of the shit that might go sooner than what they tested. But same thing, everything. You gotta look at things from statistical or scientific, statistical, and business type perspective. Make you a chart. Look at all the costs. Make sure you get everything in there. Put nuclear power, coal, gas, wind turbine, solar, all next to each other. Even put up all the real data between electric cars like Tesla and regular cars, and see which ones are more green, more economical, more efficient. See the truth. Oh no, we're gonna have electric cars. That's they put these. The left puts these people on who you can tell are left wing themselves by the way they talk and dress on TV, swearing. Well, there's no evidence that there's any fraud going on and blah 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 and all this. Just like the reporter that stood in front of the burning building and said it's a peaceful. There hasn't been any violence. It's been a peaceful protest. He's standing in front of something going up in fucking flames. Now you got some experts standing in front of the camera telling you there's no evidence of voter fraud. Really? I can't see with my own eyes that you go to bed and Trump's ahead 500,000 votes and you get up and Biden's ahead? There's no evidence? So the bullshit machine is definitely rolling. The bullshit of liars is definitely being applied very thickly, and they don't care. They just absolutely do not care what they're doing. Don't believe what you see and hear with your own eyes. Just believe them idiots on TV. And just watch Bernie Sanders, and during the debate, the first thing he'll do is decriminalize marijuana, and then they're going to give business loans so blacks and Mexicans can start marijuana stores. Oh my God. And you're going to believe about everything else, huh? Global warming. You're going to believe an asshole like that about some fucking Looney Tune that lives in the woods in fucking Vermont or wherever the hell he lives. You're going to believe some Looney Tune old fucker like that'll make a statement like that about if there's global warming and his medical plan and all that kind of shit. Really? Really? If somebody's an idiot on something like that, legalizing drugs, a major idiot like that, chances are they're an idiot on everything. They don't have a clue about fucking anything. Like AOC, well, tear down every building and if she's an idiot on something like that, if she's an idiot like, no, Amazon, you can't put 25,000 jobs here, good paying jobs. If she's an idiot on something like that, then chances are they're an idiot on everything. Do you understand that? The acorn don't fall far from the tree. I don't get it anymore, man. I am absolutely ready just to go find a place out in the desert, a house way the hell out somewhere, desert, mountains, it don't matter. Preferably where it's warm, and just say, fuck it, I'm out of here. You people are stupid as a box of rocks, man. I'm out of here. If this is the way you're going, if you can't fucking gauge right and wrong and have any common sense and think things through, if you're just gonna follow a bunch of pandering fucking idiots like Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders and AOC and it's amazing that life is still going on this planet, because it was bad enough with a lot of neocons and the hard right-wingers when Bush was president, telling them the war was wrong in Iraq. I guess people like me down the middle, and it's like Trump, didn't agree with all that shit and getting us involved in these wars. You're going to get involved in more of them now. You got another one of them assholes in there. One of them regime change assholes. So when he wants to send your kids to war, remember you voted for him. Or maybe draft you. You remember you voted for him. Oh no, but you're going to say you're in college. That's right. You're getting your bullshit degree. You're not going to go. You're going to be in college. But you voted for the motherfucker that's going to take somebody else's kid and send him to get killed and kill people who never did nothing to him. So, you remember that. But, if you're down in trying to follow that middle path and just be honest about everything, whether it's coming from the left or the right, it's looking like there's less and less a place for us in the world. People are just looking for, common sense and some reasoning and logic to things. People going extreme one way or the other, and just don't give a shit. They just want. Give us this. Give us this. Give us this. Give us this. Listen to lies of politicians that they're going to give you something free. There ain't nothing free. Nothing is free except the love of God. So, but even that, you got to look for it. You got to, acknowledge he's there. I mean, well, he loves you even if you don't acknowledge he's there, because he gives to everybody. But you've got a responsibility to make an effort on your part. So, if you don't even acknowledge he's there, you're never even going to realize the whole scope of things. So, and the whole, or large scope of his omnipotence and his love for his creation. So, anyway, wish you all the best out there. Try and have a happy Thanksgiving. If they let you buy a turkey, maybe people hoard them, just like toilet paper. Hoard the turkeys, and this might be the last Thanksgiving. They might shut it down for good. No more family gatherings ever. But they're going to present things in every single day while Trump's in it's doom and gloom, coronavirus, doom and gloom, doom and gloom, doom and gloom. All of a sudden Biden's in, hey, it's all going to be cheery now. There's a vaccine on the horizon. When Trump was saying there's a vaccine on the horizon, you can get all cheery. No. So, just shows me, I don't know if it shows you, but anybody with a half a brain has got to be able to see how phony they are. You just have to. It's sickening. Like I said, I wanted to kick my TV in. 2 weeks ago, everyone, doom and gloom, Trump's not doing. Joe Biden's in, and just because Joe Biden makes a speech, everyone's happy and there's hope on the horizon, and blah 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 blah. Fuck off. Adios.